Have you ever paused in a quiet moment and truly pondered the path ahead, particularly as the seasons of life gracefully turn? For many individuals, perhaps those between the ages of 60 and 85, the conventional notion of moving into a nursing home can cast a long shadow, stirring a wave of deep unease and anxiety. It often whispers of a loss of autonomy, a final chapter penned by circumstances rather than by the heart's own desire, a feeling that the story is concluding before you are truly ready to turn that page. But what if I told you that this narrative is undergoing a profound transformation? What if the horizon holds more than just this one often dreaded option? The truth, a liberating truth, is that the landscape of later life living is expanding. More and more discerning individuals are consciously choosing new journeys, pathways that are not only proving to be safer, but are immeasurably more fulfilling, deeply respectful of one's spirit, and far better attuned to the authentic way they wish to experience their continuing life. In our conversation today, we shall illuminate 7 such brighter solutions, alternatives that reflect the most current and enlightened understandings of how older adults are choosing to age with unwavering dignity, cherished freedom, and the supportive embrace they rightly deserve. These are not abstract theories spun from wishful thinking. These are tangible, real choices that people, perhaps much like yourself, are making at this very moment. And perhaps, by the time we conclude our exploration, you will discover an avenue that resonates deeply within you, or for someone you hold dear. I invite you to remain present with me, for the insights we are about to uncover may very well shift the way you perceive your future, empowering you with a greater sense of control than you might have ever imagined possible. Some of these ideas are beautifully simple, others delightfully surprising. Yet all are anchored in one singular vital purpose: to help you live your life the way you truly want, on your own inviolable terms. And if you find a resonance in these words and haven't yet connected with our shared space of learning, I warmly recommend you subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the practical, empowering content we carefully curate. Especially for those navigating this significant and precious stage of life. You absolutely deserve to know your options, and that is precisely what we are about to unfold. One of the most potent and deeply affirming choices you can make as you navigate your later years is quite simply to remain where you are, nestled within the familiar comfort and cherished embrace of the home you know and love, but with the thoughtful integration of the right kind of support. A growing number of seniors are turning towards in-home care, not as an admission of inability, but rather, it's about enhancing it, about weaving in just enough assistance to ensure that life remains manageable, joyful, and self-directed. This personalized care can encompass a wonderfully broad spectrum of support, from help with the rhythms of daily life, such as preparing nourishing meals, light cleaning, and running errands, to more intimate personal care, like assistance with bathing, dressing, or ensuring medications are taken with precision and punctuality. For a great many older adults, the profound significance of sleeping in their own bed, settling into their favorite armchair with a good book, or tending to the plants that have grown alongside them for years means everything. This isn't about mere luxury, it's about the profound comfort of familiarity, the grounding power of routine, and the deep-seated human need for control over one's own environment. These elements, seemingly small, can make an extraordinary difference in one's mood, mental acuity, and overall sense of health and vitality. Psychologically, the impact of continuing to live in one's own home is truly profound. A wealth of studies consistently demonstrate that seniors who choose to age in place tend to maintain stronger cognitive function, exhibit greater mental resilience, and experience significantly fewer episodes of depression when compared to those who transition into institutional settings. This is not merely about the comfort of routine. It's about the brain and heart recognizing and responding to what feels intrinsically safe, deeply comforting, and authentically real. Consider, for example, Margaret, a vibrant woman of 78. While her knees may not possess the same youthful vigor, and she sometimes appreciates a gentle reminder for her medication, the presence of a home aide who visits for a few hours, 5 days a week, has allowed her to truly thrive. She continues to engage her mind with her morning crossword puzzles, finds solace in watching the birds dance outside her kitchen window, and maintains her cherished social connection by meeting her neighbor for coffee every Sunday. What Margaret needed wasn't the structure of a facility. It was a bit of tailored, respectful help, delivered right where her heart and history reside. And the inherent beauty of in-home care is its remarkable flexibility. It can be gracefully scaled up or gently eased down as an individual's needs evolve over time. Some may begin with just a few weekly visits, while others might gradually increase the support to encompass daily assistance. It's an approach that is inherently flexible, deeply respectful, and profoundly personal. For many, the choice to stay home, fortified with the right help, is far more than a simple preference. It is a powerful way to protect their identity, safeguard their dignity, and continue to savor the small, irreplaceable pleasures that make life truly worth living. Another deeply enriching trend that is gaining heartfelt momentum is the to live with their adult children. But this is often approached with a fresh, contemporary understanding that moves beyond outdated perceptions. This isn't about surrendering your hard-won independence or perceiving oneself as a burden. Rather, it's about consciously co-creating a supportive, reciprocal relationship where every member of the household experiences tangible benefits and enriched connections. When thoughtfully and respectfully structured, multi-generational living can weave a beautiful tapestry of comfort, care, and profound connection into the very fabric of daily life. It allows older adults to remain deeply and meaningfully involved in the vibrant lives of their family, participating and contributing without ever feeling like an outsider or a mere dependent. Imagine the joy of helping to nurture grandchildren, the honor of passing down precious family stories and traditions, or simply offering a calm, loving, and wise presence that brings a unique balance and depth to a busy modern household. From a psychological perspective, this interwoven living arrangement can be a powerful antidote to loneliness, fostering a renewed sense of purpose and belonging. It's not just about being surrounded by people, it's about feeling genuinely needed, truly heard, and deeply appreciated. And these emotional nutrients matter far more profoundly than many often realize. However, there is a crucial key to unlocking the full potential of this arrangement. It thrives only when clear boundaries, adequate personal space, and unwavering mutual respect are explicitly established and consistently honored. The most successful and harmonious multi-generational homes are those where each generation consciously respects and accommodates the needs, rhythms, and autonomy of the other. You are not moving in simply to be taken care of. You are moving in to become an integral, contributing part of a shared, vibrant life. Let me share the story of James, a gentleman of 81. After the passing of his beloved wife, his daughter extended a heartfelt invitation for him to live in a thoughtfully converted space above their garage. He enjoys his own private entrance, a convenient kitchenette, and the freedom to maintain his own schedule. Yet, he also has the joy of sharing evening meals with the family when he chooses, the delight of watching his grandson's baseball games, and the comfort of sharing life's everyday moments, all without sacrificing his cherished peace or personal autonomy. For James, this harmonious blend transformed everything, infusing his days with connection and purpose. Financially, these arrangements can also provide significant relief, easing the economic pressures on both the senior and the host family. Sharing a household naturally reduces overall living costs, and but beyond the practical and financial considerations, there's an immeasurable sense of safety and security that comes with knowing you are not alone. That should something go awry, a loving and supportive presence is near. One of the most empowering and forward-thinking solutions that seniors are increasingly embracing as a vibrant alternative to nursing homes is the concept of aging in place, but with the astute integration of smart planning and thoughtful technological enhancements. This isn't a decision born from mere stubbornness or a resistance to change. Rather, it's about proactively and intelligently reshaping your familiar living space so that it actively works with you, supporting your evolving needs rather than presenting obstacles. We are witnessing a heartening trend where more and more older adults are thoughtfully installing features like stair lifts to navigate multiple floors with ease, non-slip flooring to enhance safety in areas like bathrooms and kitchens, accessible walk-in tubs or showers that eliminate high thresholds, strategically placed grab bars for added stability, and motion sensor lighting that illuminates pathways automatically. These modifications are not signs of surrender or diminishing capacity. Instead, they are powerful declarations of a desire to continue moving safely, confidently, and independently within the cherished confines of their own homes. It represents a significant and positive shift in mindset. Aging in place doesn't mean ignoring the natural changes that come with time. It means astutely planning for them, empowering you to continue living your life authentically on your own terms for as long as possible. And then there is the remarkable realm of technology, which offers another layer of support and peace of mind. Voice-controlled smart assistants that can manage appointments or play music, sophisticated medical alert systems that offer immediate connection in emergencies, video doorbells that enhance security and allow for remote interaction, and even automated medication dispensers that ensure doses are never missed. These innovations are quietly and effectively helping seniors live alone while remaining securely connected and well supported. These are no longer considered luxury items. They have become essential tools for preserving dignity, autonomy, and quality of life. Psychologically, the act of aging in place in a home that has been adapted to your needs protects something truly priceless: your deep-seated sense of identity. You remain cocooned by your personal belongings, the familiar scents that evoke comfort, and the rich tapestry of your personal history. You continue to sleep in your own bed, a sanctuary of rest and familiarity. This profound continuity can ground you, offering a sense of stability and belonging in a way that no institutional setting, however well-intentioned, could ever truly replicate. Consider Linda, 79, who decided to remodel. Initially, she confessed to feeling a touch of embarrassment, as if the modifications were an unwelcome sign that she was getting old. But after just a few short weeks of living in her newly adapted space, she shared that she felt freer and more confident than she had in years. She could shower without fear, navigate her home without needing to ask for help, and go about her day without the constant burden of second-guessing her movements or abilities. For families who are supporting a loved one's deeply held desire to age in place, participating in these modifications can be a beautiful and tangible act of profound respect. It silently communicates, "We trust your judgment. We believe in your inherent strength and resilience, and we are here to wholeheartedly help you continue living where you feel most truly, authentically yourself." It may not always be the easiest path, requiring foresight, planning, and sometimes investment, but it is often the most profoundly meaningful one. When approached with thoughtful consideration and adequate support, aging in place enhanced by smart modifications can restore something that too many older adults feel is slowly slipping away: a vital sense of control over their own lives. Another compelling alternative that is steadily gaining momentum, particularly within families that cherish close-knit bonds and mutual support, is the concept of multi-generational living, where distinct boundaries are key. This isn't a simple return to an old-fashioned paradigm where an older family member moves in with their adult children and passively becomes the default babysitter or an auxiliary member of the household staff. The truly operative and transformative phrase here is clear boundaries. When approached with intention, respect, and open communication, sharing a home with family across generations can actually serve to strengthen relationships and deepen bonds rather than imposing undue strain. This model offers the invaluable gifts of daily companionship, the practical benefits of shared responsibilities, and a unique and irreplaceable emotional support system that is often difficult, if not impossible, to replicate in more institutional settings. However, it is crucial to acknowledge that without a deliberately created structure, clearly defined expectations, and a mutual commitment to respecting individual needs, such an arrangement can inadvertently lead to feelings of resentment, emotional exhaustion, and a subtle erosion of personal identity for all involved. The most successful and thriving examples of multi-generational living invariably begin with honest, open, and ongoing conversations. What are everyone's deeply held expectations regarding daily life, contributions, and personal space? Who will be primarily responsible for which aspects of household management or care if needed? What inviolable private space pursuits? And just as critically, what times and spaces are understood to be off-limits to others, respecting the privacy and autonomy of each household member? It is helpful to envision this not as a caretaking arrangement, but as a form of co-living, where each individual contributes to and benefits from the shared environment. Seniors in these thoughtfully designed homes often find joy in helping with light chores, offering their accumulated wisdom and life experience to grandchildren, or simply bringing a calming, grounding presence to the dynamic energy of a busy household. They are not sidelined or merely tolerated. They are actively and meaningfully integrated into the family's life. Mary, 83, made the transition to live with her daughter and son-in-law after her husband passed away. But she did so not as a background character in their lives, but as a valued and respected family member. They collaborated to set up a private suite for her, consciously respected her established morning routines, and actively involved her in family discussions and decisions. They even lovingly designated her as the official storyteller for their children's bedtime, a role she embraced with delight. She often shares that she feels genuinely needed, but never used, lovingly supported, but never smothered or overmanaged. From a psychological standpoint, well-structured multi-generational homes can be incredibly beneficial, helping seniors feel deeply connected, purposeful, and engaged. However, these arrangements also demand a high degree of mutual respect, abundant patience, and the profound humility to acknowledge when things aren't working as smoothly as hoped, and the courage to lovingly adjust the dynamics as needed. This isn't about reverting to an outdated old way of doing things. It's about thoughtfully and intentionally creating a new way, a way that artfully blends the wisdom of tradition with a modern, enlightened understanding of personal boundaries, emotional well-being, and the unique needs of each individual within the family constellation. Many people, when contemplating their future living arrangements, tend to envision a very narrow spectrum of options, either remaining completely alone in their own home or transitioning into a full-care nursing facility. However, there exists a vibrant and increasingly popular sweet spot right in between these two extremes: independent living communities that masterfully offer a harmonious blend of personal freedom with readily available backup support, a model that champions autonomy, not babysitting. These thoughtfully designed communities are specifically created for older adults who are largely capable of managing their own daily lives, but desire to reside in an environment that inherently understands, respects a range of support services precisely when you choose to utilize them, not because a rigid schedule dictates constant check-ins. Consider the convenience of communal dining. Meals are available, often in a pleasant restaurant-style setting, but they remain entirely optional, allowing you the freedom to cook in your own kitchen whenever you prefer. Social events, clubs, and activities abound, offering rich opportunities for engagement and connection, but participation is always your choice. Should you require a bit of help with errands, light housekeeping, or minor medical needs, assistance is usually just a simple call away, readily available, but never intrusive or breathing down your neck, as the saying goes. That is the inherent, empowering beauty of this model. One of the most significant draws of these communities is indeed the community itself. Loneliness, as many of us understand, can be one of the quietest yet most insidious underminers of well-being in old age. It's not necessarily because it causes immediate, acute harm, but because over time it can subtly eat away at our sense of joy, our core identity, and even our physical immunity. Being surrounded by peers, by individuals who are navigating a similar season of life, can be incredibly restorative, helping to replace feelings of isolation with the warmth of shared stories, the lightness of shared laughter, and the profound satisfaction of shared purpose. And don't let the term community mislead you into thinking these places are all uniform or cookie-cutter. They are wonderfully diverse. Some communities place a strong emphasis on wellness programs and connection with nature, boasting walking trails and fitness centers. Others might focus on fostering arts and creativity with studios and classes. Still, others might prioritize lifelong learning, offering lectures, book clubs, and educational opportunities. You actually have the agency to select a place that genuinely resonates with your soul, your interests, and your lifestyle, not just one that accommodates your age. Ron, 78, once confessed that he used to dread the thought of retirement. His children lived many hours away, his beloved wife had passed on, and his once cherished house had begun to feel more like a silent prison than a comforting haven. After making the thoughtful decision to move to an independent living community that featured a woodworking studio, a lifelong passion, scenic walking paths, and a weekly film club, he shared with genuine enthusiasm that he hadn't felt so alive and engaged since his 40s. He still enjoys going grocery shopping and preparing his own meals, But now these activities are often preceded by an invigorating morning walk with new friends, and followed by a leisurely cup of coffee that someone else. These communities are experiencing a well-deserved rise in popularity precisely because they offer seniors what we have all throughout our lives fundamentally desired: freedom, dignity, and meaningful connection. It's not about surrendering control over your life. It's about thoughtfully expanding it, with the reassuring presence of a safety net underneath, just in case it's ever needed. And that, in essence, is the profound shift we are witnessing. More and more seniors are no longer passively settling for the question, "Where do I go when I can't live alone anymore?" but are instead actively and assertively asking, "Where can I go to live my best life, most fully and joyfully?" At this particular stage, there's an undeniable, almost sacred quality to the prospect of remaining in your own home as you grow older, further enhanced by the thoughtful integration of smart home technology. The very walls seem to breathe with your accumulated memories. The garden may still burst into bloom with the vibrant flowers your spouse once lovingly planted, and every nook and cranny feels perfectly, comfortably, just the way you like it. This deep connection to place is profoundly nourishing. However, the unvarnished truth is that for many seniors, the choice to stay home, while deeply desired, historically came with inherent risks: the possibility of falls, the challenge of consistently remembering medications, and the quiet, creeping fear of, what if something happens and no one knows? But this narrative is changing dramatically, and for the better, with the advent and increasing accessibility of today's sophisticated smart home technology. The decision to age in place is no longer a precarious gamble. It is steadily becoming one of the safest, most empowered, and dignity-affirming ways to navigate the journey of growing older. And it's crucial to understand that these technological advancements are not exclusively for the tech-savvy or the exceptionally wealthy. The newest wave of these intelligent tools is thoughtfully designed to be remarkably easy to use, surprisingly affordable, and quietly, unobtrusively powerful in the support they provide. Let's consider, for instance, advanced fall detection sensors. These are a far cry from the old, sometimes cumbersome emergency buttons that had to be worn constantly like a necklace. Modern systems can be discreetly installed within your walls or on ceilings, using sophisticated motion-sensing technology to monitor movement and automatically alert family members or emergency services if a fall is detected. There's no button to press in a moment of crisis, just an invisible shield of safety quietly watching over you. Then there are intelligent medication reminders that can verbally prompt you through smart speakers at the appropriate times, or even dispense the correct pills for you, ensuring adherence to prescribed regimen. If a dose is inadvertently forgotten, a designated family member, perhaps your daughter or son, might receive a gentle text notification, allowing them to check in with loving concern, rather than feeling the need to constantly nag. Imagine smart lights that intuitively illuminate your path when you walk into the bathroom during the night, significantly reducing the risk of falls in low-light conditions. Picture smart thermostats that learn your preferences and ensure you don't wake up in an uncomfortably cold room, and even smart refrigerators that can remind you when certain food items are nearing their expiration date, promoting both health and economy. The core principle here is not about replacing your cherished independence. It's about powerfully reinforcing it, providing an intelligent layer of support that enhances your ability to live safely and confidently on your own terms. Harold, 81, found himself living alone after his wife passed away. His son, understandably, felt a considerable degree of nervousness about him remaining in the family home by himself. However, after they collaboratively decided to install a central smart hub, discrete motion sensors in key areas, and a medical alert watch for Harold, an incredible sense of peace of mind settled over the entire family. Most importantly, Harold himself didn't feel watched or intruded upon. he felt deeply respected and empowered. And that, right there, is the very heart of this technological evolution. You are not sacrificing your privacy. You are, in fact, gaining back and securing your freedom. You are not just managing to live alone. You are living with renewed confidence, knowing that a subtle yet powerful network of support is in place. That is the transformative power of thoughtfully employing modern tools to enable you to stay exactly where your heart resides, without ever putting your safety or well-being at undue risk. There is a quiet yet profoundly impactful revolution unfolding in the way seniors are consciously choosing to live out their later years. And this revolution is not characterized by isolation, hushed corridors, or a retreat from the world. Rather, it is vibrantly defined by connection, engagement, and a rich tapestry of shared human experience through intergenerational living communities. An increasing number of older adults are making the inspiring choice to move into these innovative living environments where people of all ages, from young children and their parents to college students and seniors, live side by side, not in segregated towers or isolated enclaves, but in thoughtfully designed neighborhoods built for real life, genuine human exchange, and a deep, authentic sense of belonging. These pioneering communities are intentionally structured to bring people together, fostering organic connections through shared physical spaces, communal meals, and a diverse array of shared activities and experiences. Imagine for a moment living in a place where your immediate neighbor might be a passionate young teacher, a dedicated single mom navigating the beautiful chaos of parenthood, or an idealistic college student full of dreams and energy. These are individuals who might readily help carry in your groceries, share a spontaneous meal, or simply sit and chat, bridging generational divides with ease and warmth. In return, your accumulated life stories, your hard-won wisdom, and your calming, grounding presence bring something truly irreplaceable and deeply enriching to their lives. This is not a model based on charity, nor is it one of dependence. It is a beautiful symphony of mutual benefit, respect, and shared humanity. Take, for example, Joan, a spirited woman of 76 who made the move to one such community in Oregon. In this unique setting, high school students also reside in dorm-style housing nearby as part of an integrated program. Every Thursday, Joan lovingly teaches a small, intimate poetry circle, sharing her passion and knowledge with eager young minds. In return, these students often help her navigate tech questions, cheerfully change hard-to-reach light bulbs, and keep her wonderfully up-to-date on contemporary music she laughingly admits she never knew she'd enjoy. She often shares, with a sparkle in her eye, that this vibrant exchange makes her feel alive again. The physical structure of these forward-thinking neighborhoods frequently includes shared amenities, such as community gardens, where residents can cultivate food and friendships, versatile activity centers that host a variety of programs, well-stocked libraries, and inviting walking paths that naturally encourage interaction and chance encounters. There are no sterile, impersonal lobbies, no locked doors deliberately keeping people apart. Instead, the very design promotes openness and connection. This approach is not just beneficial for the heart and spirit, it's remarkably good for the brain as well. Compelling studies have shown that seniors residing in these dynamic, intergenerational environments often exhibit slower rates of cognitive decline and report significantly lower levels of loneliness and social isolation. And the benefits extend beautifully to the younger residents too. They often become more empathetic, more grounded in their understanding of the life cycle, and more meaningfully connected to life beyond the often insulating bubble of their digital devices. This extraordinary option isn't about moving away from the world as one ages. It's about courageously and joyfully moving back into it with renewed purpose, vibrant connection, and a profound sense of belonging. So, if you've ever felt that you still have so much wisdom to share, so much life to live, so much connection to offer, but haven't quite known where to place these precious gifts, this kind of living arrangement might just be the inspiring answer, because genuine human connection isn't merely a luxury in old age. It is, in many ways, a vital form of medicine. And sometimes the most potent and effective prescription isn't found in a bottle. It's discovered in the joyful sound of laughter, echoing across a shared dinner table where stories are exchanged and lives are interwoven. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us reflect. Growing older is not a sentence to surrender your independence or your innate dignity. For too many, the specter of a traditional nursing home evokes a quiet dread, a fear of silence, of regimented routine, a feeling like a number rather than a cherished individual. But as we have journeyed through these alternatives today, it becomes clear that other paths exist. Paths that honor your spirit, your unique life story, and your right to choose. Whether it's the embrace of co-housing with kindred spirits, the carefully crafted harmony of living near family on your own terms, the supportive haven of a senior village, the personalized assistance of in-home care, the vibrant exchange of an intergenerational community, or the simple wisdom of downsizing to a neighborhood that truly fits. There is no single prescription. Yet a golden thread weaves through them all. The unwavering human desire to remain connected, to retain control, and to live a life imbued with meaning. You have navigated too many seasons, gathered too much wisdom, to simply hand over the reins of your life without profound consideration. So, I invite you to pause and ask yourself, which of these avenues resonated most deeply within you? Which one brought a sense of release, a flicker of possibility to your heart? For the ultimate aim is not merely to add years to your life, but to ensure that those years continue to feel authentically, vibrantly yours. Thank you for dedicating your time and attention to our discussion today. We would be deeply enriched to hear your reflections. Please leave a comment below sharing one insight you've gained, or how you might weave these ideas into your own life or the lives of those you care for. Your perspectives are invaluable, and reading them offers us great encouragement and helps shape our future conversations. If this exploration has been helpful and brought a measure of clarity or inspiration, we would be grateful if you would express your appreciation with a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and perhaps share this video with others who might benefit. Your support is the bedrock that allows us to continue crafting content designed to inform, inspire, and empower. We thank you for watching, and we eagerly anticipate our next journey.